Hey everyone, I know it's been a while. Can't believe it's already been a little over a year, I think, since my last upload about my whole cancer diagnostic last year. To be honest, it's been a pretty intense year, of course. It's been the worst, and funnily enough, it's also been one of the best year of my life. A lot of things have happened over the course of the last year, and I kind of felt ready now to make another video to, just give you some news because I know I left a lot of you in the dark. A lot of you have been messaging me ever since last November, and of course, I want to say thank you all for your support, all your kind messages. It really helped me on the spot when I was really anxious about my cancer diagnostic, and some of you shared your own stories, and it really, really helped. But I have to say that the months following November last year, it was rough, of course. In these situations, I mean, it's obvious. It's not easy, and it's been pretty rough on me mentally and physically also, and also on Brian. Um, it's been tough on our relationship, but we're still together and we're working things out. And over the past year, I've done a lot of things. I feel like I've aged like tenfold in the span of a year, which is pretty crazy. Like I said, the first few months, the nights were rough, a lot of anxiety. One thing you learn when it happens to you, I don't know if it's in all cases, but like you realize that the world doesn't stop spinning when you get this kind of news. You see these movies where people just suddenly stop working, and everything, they get the support from everyone. I did have a lot of support from my family, from Brian, my friends, etc. But I mean, the bills kept coming in. You have to pay the rent. You still have to go to work. One crazy thing I realize now is that in all of this, I didn't even take 1 week to myself, because I needed the money and I needed to, get my mind busy as much as possible. And yeah, I mean, right after November last year, I started working full time in a job. I just wanted to get my mind off of it. So I was working 40 hours a week, and then when I got home, I would just watch a movie, play some video games, try to get my mind out of this anxiety cycle. And gradually it got better. I got a lot of appointments. After I think 4 surgeries, they managed to get the tumor completely. The last news I had was about 2 months ago, and they told me that they managed to get the tumor pretty much completely out. However, there are some other areas in my body that there's some issues, and there's always something coming up. And my doctor told me last time, when you get that kind of diagnostic, that you gotta live with the kind of the stress of it coming back, or it's spreading elsewhere the rest of your life. It's a weird cancer, and I mean, there's my appendix now that there's apparently something, but I get follow-ups, and I'm taking each day one at a time, and I'm gonna deal with whatever comes then. Like I said, now I feel really better mentally and also physically. I started working out again. I've made some amazing connections with new people over the last summer. I did a lot of activities, all the stuff that I never got to do before. And now that I had this kind of intense event happening into my life, that it changed me, and now I focus more on myself, I guess, and just enjoying things and trying new things out. I figured a lot of stuff about myself over the last year, which is why I feel like even though it was a bad year, there's some positive stuff that came out of it. Tried so much new stuff over the summer, new activities. I made a lot of new friends, awesome connections with people. And also I've started being more active artistically. And if you guys want to follow me on my photography Instagram, because I used to do a lot of photography, but then I stopped. And this summer I kind of fell back into it with a friend, and it was fun, and it really helps me when I'm being more creative. I've been painting a lot, doing photography, trying out new things with my camera, and it's been really helping. I've also started a new job, which is more, I feel more fulfilling for me. I don't want to say too much about it. I want to keep it private, but it's a very decent job. I mean, we got bills to pay, and it's a job which I feel comfortable in and which I like, and there's a lot of potential in it. So I'm really happy. And I wanted to say also that over the last year, I know because I left so much of you in the dark with what was happening, even though many of you kept messaging me, I just couldn't get back on social medias. I want to say that I never took anything for granted. I know some of you have helped me a lot, especially during the November, December. Some of you gave me support through PayPal, through Patreon. Some fans on Patreons also kept, supporting me throughout this difficult time. And I just want to say that I never took you guys for granted, and I appreciate it a lot. And even though some of you left because I wasn't creating any content or getting back to you, I totally understand it, and I want to say thank you for your support, for everything you've done. And of course, I'm not going to be mad at, because some of you wrote me messages because you were, let's say, removing your pledge or your support, because you didn't have any news from me, which is totally logic. Don't worry. I mean, all the support you already gave me so far is just way much more than I can ask for. And yeah, like I said, I feel a lot better now. I feel good. Trying to, place myself in the world and trying to deal with my anxiety in a better way. I sleep a lot more better now, and even though like my health is not 100% back on track, I feel like it's really positive that the problematic tumor I had has hopefully been completely removed. I still have a lot of tests coming up, and in the years coming also, but we're gonna deal with it when it comes, and you never know what might happen. I know it's a bit corny saying that, because I see a lot of people say that when something really bad happens to them, but it does feel like until it happens to you, you always have this feeling that you feel like it only happens in movies or to someone else until it really hits you, and at first you're denying it and you're like, how could this happen to me? I never imagined that this kind of situation would happen to me. But then it can, and it does, and you just have to, work your way and do the best you can with the time you have, and you never know what's going to happen. Also, earlier this year, I learned that a girl I worked with in the past, when she was in her early 20s, she had I think it was breast cancer, and then she was in remission, and then about, let's say, a couple years later, this year, she learned that the cancer has got back, and she had a tumor that couldn't be removed, and she eventually died, and it was pretty fast. So I think it was in February or March, it really hit me really hard, and I kind of fell down again. I was starting to get back up mentally, and then it just shook me to my core. Then later on this summer, my father had a big accident in which he could have died. He's okay now, but it was also a big shock. I also caught COVID earlier this year. Hopefully it didn't affect me too much. It was just a bad cold for me, so I'm very lucky. But all this to say, you never know what's gonna happen. There's always stuff coming at you, and it doesn't get easier, but you just have to learn to manage everything, I guess. And like I said, I'm starting to get back into, being more social, being more proactive on social medias, etc. If you want to follow me a bit, I think I'm going to start posting again on my personal Instagram. And like I said, I've already started. But if you're interested in photography, That's one way you can connect with me, with my photography page on Instagram. As for YouTube, I mean, I feel like I don't have a schedule anymore. I don't know what I'm gonna post, or I try not to put myself any limits. I'm gonna post whenever I feel comfortable to, about whatever I want, I guess. Uh, I'm not saying it's over. I mean, it's just that it's gonna be a bit different. And of course, I invested so much of my time and my life into this channel, and it brought me so much joy and so many different experiences and meeting all kind of people. I mean, I just can't seem to keep away from it. I need to get back into it. So just filming this video, the whole process of setting up the camera, the lighting, making sure everything works. Right now I'm in my office. I used to share it with Brian, but then we didn't have enough space, so now it's completely my office, which feels really nice. I have way much more space to work, because I work from home also. But yeah, I know it was a bit all over the place for this video, but I just wanted to touch up with you guys and just say thank you all. Thank you to anyone who's been sending me, messages, support, anything. It's been a crazy year, but I feel kind of stronger now and more mature out of it also. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what's gonna happen next. And if something bad comes my way, I mean, I'm gonna deal with it then, and that's how life works, I guess. So anyways, I won't take any more time. I just want to say again a big thank you, and of course, feel free to leave a message or to catch up with me. I'm gonna be mostly active on Instagram, but if you want to write a comment here, feel free. I'm gonna read them and answer to you as soon as I can. And thank you all, and I want to let you know that I'm doing good. I'm doing better now, and whatever happens in my next appointments, if there's other tumors that are spreading, I mean, we're gonna take care of it when it comes. And I may live until I'm really old. I may not. It's part of life. So yeah, I'm doing better. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.